Hello everyone, I hope you had an amazing 4th of July weekend. This is my first video recording after 4th of July, so it has been since last Thursday, so it's been a while. But I've got an interesting thing to talk about today. I'm setting up for a swing trade on Dave & Buster's stock, also a small day trade on Genius brand stock, so I will be talking about those in a minute. But before we get into it, please subscribe if you haven't already, hit the like button, comment if you have any questions. If you subscribe, comment I subscribe, and I will get back to you. So, let's get into it. First, I'm going to talk about my day trade on Genius brand stock, which is doing who knows what. It was up Thursday about 50 something percent because of news coming out that they had an exciting business opportunity to talk about on Monday. So you can see this big rise here on Monday. And then after hours is pretty much flat, but then in the morning, right this morning around 4 a.m., the stock jumped up. So today's date is July 6th, 2020, and you can see since then the stock has fallen quite a bit. From its high this morning, it's down 33%, and it's even down 16% from the close on Thursday. That business opportunity was just something with Stanley and Genius Brands. So I did make a small day trade though, so let's take a look at that. I bought 3 shares at $3.33. So let's find what time. That was at 9:53 a.m. So in this area right here. I then sold at $3.52 around 10:03. So in this area here. So that was again, it was only a $10 trade. I made 58 cents, so I made 5.8%. But yeah, so that was small. But now let's take a look at Dave & Buster's stock, or play. So you can see the chart here. I bought nearly all of my shares pre-market, and I did pick some up in this area. My average cost basis on that is about $12.91. So not too bad. I'm going to talk about why I think that that's actually a pretty good cost basis and where I can see the stock going. I am down about 3% currently, $260. But I'm planning on holding for at least the rest of this week unless it spikes tomorrow or Wednesday, maybe Thursday. So let's take a look here. So I'm going to go to the 180 4-hour chart. We can see it reached the bottom around mid-March after hitting this high up here in January, February, and it just sunk. So let's take a look at previous trading patterns for why I think this is a setup for a good day trade. Or swing trade, sorry. So if we look in here, you can see that it consolidates a lot before it makes an upward move. So lots of consolidation. And then here's what I want to look at. So you can see it falls, consolidates, and then it's got this dip in here, and it comes back up and consolidates again, and then shoots higher. So what I see here is this fall, some consolidation, another fall, consolidation, but we may actually see a third or second fall in this area. That's what I think we're seeing today. So I don't think it'll go much lower than $11.50 if it even gets to that point, because what I see in here is in this area it would hit lows of $9. So this is May 14th, hit a low of $9, and here hit a low of $10 near beginning of April, and through here hit a low of $11.50 April 21st. So seeing that it normally only dips down into the $10, $11 range over these past few months, but then there was this giant spike, and what I think this spike did was brought in more long-term investors again, because they've got, long-term investors who had sold out before are getting back into the stock. So that's what I think part of this was. So that's why I don't see it going much lower than this area, is because of those long-term investors. There are more long-term investors back in the stock. So I think that's what's keeping it above the $10, $11 range. So I do see it going into this area up here. That is where I see it going because of just previous trading patterns with the percent that it usually gains, and this is setting up to look like one of these trading patterns here. And anywhere in this area to the top, it'll gain 30 to 40%. So that right there is about a 30% gain. And that right there is about a 45% gain, 46%. So I think that these are a little high, but I think it'll eventually make it up into this area. Wouldn't be surprised to see it go as high as $18, but I think the $16 range is makes more sense, at least from my point of view. Comment if you think anything different. If you haven't hit the thumbs up, go do that. Go like the video. Turn on notifications too and subscribe. Now I'm going to talk about the overall market today. So let's actually see what this says. This is just certain yields. That doesn't really mean much though. So Dave & Buster's, let's look at today's chart actually. Sorry guys. So you can see back here it had hit a low of about $12.47. It's around that price right now. Hit a low of $12.45. So I am down about 3.5%, but again, this isn't a day trade like I have been trading over the past month and week, but it's more of a swing trade to look out over the next few days, possibly next couple weeks, depending on where the trade goes. So I did buy a lot in pre-market in this area. We can go take a look at that. See, low $13, and then you can see the fall, and I'm buying in the $12.60 range. So in through this area around 9:30, well 9:35 to 9:40 about. And so I wouldn't be surprised if the stock closes the day around $12.50, and then tomorrow may have a medium day or negative, and then after that I expect it to improve. So you can't always catch the bottom. I'm not trying to catch the exact bottom here, I'm just trying to get close enough. So with $12.90, that is me trying to get close enough to the bottom. So let's take a look at the SPY. Up about 1.5% today. Looks like it had a really weird jump in this area. So at one time it was up as much as 1.75%. So we can see, let's look at the 180-day 4 hours. This is where I had expected the S&P to go, into this area. That was on the 26th that I had predicted that it would go down there, and this past week has been nothing but up nearly 6% on the S&P. So let me get rid of these lines. And we are reaching this area of resistance about 1.5% higher than where we are today. So I wouldn't be surprised to see a bounce off of that area. The RSI is starting to get high, and MACD is also starting to show signs of a reversal. So don't quote me on that. It's not investment advice. It's just personally what I think about where the markets may go. Let's take a look at TQs. And this has been nothing but up. So, yeah, this has pretty much skyrocketed over the past week, about 25%. And that's beginning to get overbought. MACD is starting to show signs of a reversal. And you can see the past 2 times it's come down and bounced off of the 180-day SMA, simple moving average. So we may see another bounce down off of that. So maybe $95, $96 it'll come down to, bounce off of that. If we don't see another market crash, which I think there's about a 50-50%, well 50-50 or 50% chance that we see another market crash or not a market crash. Maybe a small correction of 10 to 13 or 14%. That's definitely not possible, but I think we will see somewhat of a correction or possibly another bear market within the next year, just because of how high stocks have gone over these past couple months. I think they're very overbought again compared to how overall the economy is doing. So that's my recap of today. Let's take one last check on Dave and Buster's, right around $12.42. So I'll leave you guys with that today. If you made it this far, please like, subscribe, turn on notifications. It does look like we're starting to see a reversal to the upside in Dave and Buster's. So please have a good day and happy investing.